here, and he scores! Long shot, they score! Barkley Goodrow! Miller. Taco scores! The shutout!
Hey, so, you probably wasn't expecting this. You were expecting to see a reaction from me. It's like I could have had game set. I would have my normal reaction for game 6, but I wasn't able to have the files because I've been super busy and I forgot about about it. Like a lot of things are going on, so I wasn't thinking about the recordings and all that. So I wasn't able to get a recording for Game 6, which I apologize. But to make it up to you, I'll make it up to you by talking about Game 6. So the Rangers were down 3-1 in the series, but they were able to win win Game 5. It's good, but we were going back to Pittsburgh in Game 6, so that is going to be tough. However, there's hope. In Game 5, Ryan Lindgren, who was out of an injury, came back. Not only that, but with him back, Nemeth never played, except for the final 12 seconds, of course. But we had guys coming back and all that, so there was hope. And not only that, but during that game, Sidney Crosby got elbowed by Jacob Trouba, and he left the locker room and never returned. So I was thinking, oh boy, is Sidney Crosby going to miss Game 6? So going into Game 6, I didn't know what was going to happen, but things were looking great because we're not using Patrick Nemeth, of course, because it's a good thing we're not using him because, as we can tell, he's a defensive liability and all that. We got our guys and all that. Tristan Jarry still didn't play. Louis Domingue was still there. And Sidney Crosby missed Game 6. Which made things easy for us because throughout the series, a lot of our players focused more on Crosby than anyone else because he was making things difficult. But with him out, it should give us an advantage and all that. And if that wasn't making us excited enough, guess what? Tyler Motte, one of the acquisitions from the trade deadline, is back. He was out with an injury in the regular season, and we were waiting for him to come back. But in Game 6, he came back. And I was like, yes! Motte is back! Things are going to get better. Our penalty kill is going to be better. And with his presence there, it will be much more difficult to play against. This is gonna be awesome. So I was there getting excited and all that. So on to the game itself. Besides the Pittsburgh fans constantly chanting Igor to throw him off his game, things seemed pretty fine in the beginning. It's like it was close. From the looks of it, closer than it was in games 3 and 4. But with 5:48 in the first period, with 5:48 left in the first period, Jeff Carter scored a goal for the Penguins. And then a little over a minute later, Brian Rust scored a goal for the Penguins. So it was 2-0, and they got it with less than a minute, well, in a span of a little over a minute, which which wasn't looking good. I was like, oh no, please do not repeat games 3 and 4 again. But things changed in the second period. Like only 5 minutes in, the Rangers got a power play. And on that power play, Mika Zibanejad, who was signed 8 years, over $8 million per year, the Ranger that hadn't scored a goal in the entire series, scored a power play goal, and it was great. It was great to finally see him get one, and it was good. So good that a little over a minute later, Zibanejad scored again to tie the game, also with a little over a minute in. And that was very, very good. And then things got much more better because with around 8 minutes left, we didn't get a power play. We got a double minor power play. As not only did a Ranger get high-sticked, but he was bleeding. There was blood involved, so we had a 4-minute power play. And things were looking so good. I was getting excited and all that. And with almost 6 minutes left, the puck went to the Rangers zone. Igor made a shot with a great pass to Mika Zibanejad, who was all alone with Kreider. Zibanejad went to the net, made the shot. Domain made the save. The puck went to Kreider. Kreider spun around and scored in a power play goal to give the Rangers the lead, and also giving Shesterkin his first playoff assist and playoff point, which hasn't been done by a Rangers goalie since Lundqvist in 2014. And then almost 3 minutes later, Trouba tried to make a pass to Miller. Malkin saw the pass here. He went all alone to the other zone, and he scored to tie the game. A lead was short-lived, just like Game 5. But just like Game 5, the Rangers held on and found a way. It's like we were holding on. The time was ticking. Nobody could score. And it was super close. It was super tense. With one team trying to end the series at home and another bringing Game 7 to keep it alive. And then it happens. With less than a minute and a half left in the game, Kreider made the shot. The puck hit Domain, flew over him, went behind him, and it went into the net. So with almost a minute left in the game, Chris Kreider, our leading goal scorer in the regular season, scored to give the Rangers the lead. And I was like, oh my god, yes! If we can hold on to this lead, we're going to a Game 7. And then Andrew Kopp made that statement true as he scored an empty net goal to put a dagger in the Pittsburgh's throat. And just like that, the Rangers beat Pittsburgh at home with a score of 5-3, thus tying the series to 3. And ladies and gentlemen, there will be a Game 7, and it will be in Madison Square Garden. And there were two, and just like after Game 5, there were two sides of me. One side of me was getting super happy and hopeful and excited. It's like, we can do this. It's our time. While another side of me was like, don't you dare give me hope. Because after Game 4, I didn't have hope. I thought the series was over, especially with the refs stealing Game 1 and all that. And I was scared that the series would end and all that. It's like after Game 5, I was scared that we were gonna lose in Game 6 because the ref, and I felt like the ref was there in Game 1 to sabotage us, thinking if we can let Pittsburgh win a game in Madison Square Garden, they can just eliminate the Rangers at home in 6. That failed, but I'm still worried about Game 7 because if we lose Game 7, we get eliminated, and we would know. And looking at this, we would know that if Hedo's goal counted in Game 1, if it wasn't taken away, we would win Game 1. And at this point, we would have eliminated the Penguins in 6 games. We could have been in the second round right now. But no, we're in Game 7. All because the refs desperately wanted Pittsburgh to win. And that's part of me scared. Part of me is scared that the Penguins were gonna win Game 7, because I was scared how it's gonna go. It's like we're down 3. We're like, there it is. We're down 3 games to 1, and the Rangers won 1 game. They won 2. I start to believe. Many of us all started to believe. And Game 7 win by Pittsburgh, because I'm partly scared if that's how it's gonna go, because that's how it's supposed to work. That's how it always works. But lately the Rangers and Igor Shesterkin were like, Google me. So like I said, it's in Madison Square Garden, and whoever wins that game will win the series and face against either the Hurricanes or the Bruins, who will also play for Game 7 by the time I'm recording this. Actually, they're already doing right now. It may be over, maybe not, but once that game is done, we will know who our opponent would be if we win Game 7. So, but that's good. Lindgren is back. Motte is back. And we're not using Nemeths, and we're looking great. We're looking like the Rangers we were in the regular season. So I'm a bit nervous, but also hopeful for Game 7, because I mean, the only thing that sucks is that Crosby is currently skating, so there's a chance that he may return from Game 7. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but there's a chance he could be back. But even if he is back, as long as we continue to play like we have the last 2 games, as long as we have the same lineup that we had in Game 6, and as long as we can stop Pittsburgh and have us dominate at home, then this comeback will be possible. And we have done this before in 2014, where we were down 3-1 against Pittsburgh, with Pittsburgh having home ice advantage, and we came back. So let's just prepare ourselves for Game 7, and let's see what happens. And I promise that you will hear the Game 7, you will hear my reaction to it this time, and all that. But until then, we're going home. The Rangers are not dead yet. We're going back for Game 7. Let's go.